Hi guys, today we're going to start adding bass to beats. We're going to drag in a bass, we're going to record it in a number of different ways. We're going to record it with just using one root note, we're going to record the root note going to the fifth, and we're going to record the root note going to several other notes, and always returning to the root note after two measure phrases. Okay, let's get started. First of all, we've made a drum beat. We've based this drum beat on the skeleton beat. Now we're going to bring in a bass. We'll go to Sounds, Bass, and drag in a bass instrument to a MIDI track. We're going to use the area of the bass that's in the low end because we're trying to get the bass sounds. So we won't be playing it up here. We'll be playing it down here. And we might also need to use the octave down button, which brings it way down. Okay, so adjust the octave down, octave up, so you can get in the low frequencies. Next, we're going to turn on the metronome. It's this button right here. We'll make it yellow. That will beep while we're recording. We're going to click this little triangle arrow and give ourselves a count in, a 1-bar count in. That'll beep 4 times and let us get ready before we're recording. Alright, the last thing we need to do is make sure this bass track is armed for recording. Alright, the first pattern we're going to make is just using one note. We're just going to find one note that we like and play it in a rhythm. We'll start the recording by choosing any of these circles and have at it. Okay, all right, so you can see I tried a lot of different things right here. I've got these various patterns, and what's crucial is that you play for a long time and jam on it, because eventually you're going to play something that you really like, and that's the part we're going to keep. We need to keep 1, 2, 4 whole measures of what we've played. So once we find the pattern that we like, maybe I like this one over here that I played that was 2 measures from measure 5 to 7. All right, from measure 5 to 7. Then we'll play it. One thing I was doing was moving some of those notes. As you can see, I didn't play these precisely on the grid lines. This one's a little bit early before the grid line. This one's a little bit late off the grid line. And some of those notes were doubling up, and this one was a little bit early, so we weren't even going to hear it. But we'll quantize it. We'll command U, quantize it. That will jiggle it over to the grid lines. But you can see here, I've moved these right over to measure 5. It's on the measure 5 line. Here's the measure 6 line. And I move this over right onto the main measure line. It's got to be on the main measure lines. And I'm taking 2 measures, measure 1, measure 2, 2 measures, 4 measures, 8 measures. That's what I'm taking for my phrase. This other part, we won't hear it. It'll just play the looped part. Okay, great. Now I'm going to record another bass line. I'm going to use that same note that I liked, but I'm going to play some other notes. And I'm going to keep coming back to that same note after every 2 measures. Here's what it will go like. All right. So I think I like this one right here in the middle. I'm going to move these to measure 7, and I'm going to move this one. I'm going to take 2 measures again. I'm going to take these 2 measures, measure 7 and 8. I'll grab these and quantize, Command U. Okay, great. Now I'm going to make a pattern that uses the 1. My starting note is the 1, the root, and I'm going to go up to the 5. I'm going to make sure that I use the 1 and the 5 in my pattern. I can use other notes as well. I'll hit any of these circles to record. Okay, so if we count up in this square 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and I was using the 1 and the 5, or if we go backwards 1, 7, 6, 5, the number right below it, the pad right below it is the 5. So I've got 2 patterns right there. Maybe I'll use the first 4 measures that I was playing. So the first 4 measures right here, ending on measure 5, I bring this right there. I get 1, 2, or 4 whole measures. And I always come back to this note. I come back to the root note at the beginnings of the measures. Okay, so that's the 3 patterns that are on the assignment. And now if you'll continue to make 3 more bass patterns. Make 1 using just the root, make 1 using the root and some other notes, make 1 using the root and the 5 and some other notes probably as well. Turn the metronome on, give yourself a count in, a 1-bar count in, and make sure that you use this loop brackets, get both of them, make sure it turns into a C shape, and get both of them and put them on the main measure lines. Take 2 whole measures, 1 whole measure, 4 whole measures. All right, have fun.